Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I stand here as the proposition in the favor of the motion. This House believes that more students in a class of state schools minimize dropout to go to the senior high school. Education is one of the most crucial things that should be prioritized by all the people, because without education, especially the formal one, we don't know how to live our life, right? And education too should be the one that the government concerned about. If we want to remove our status, which is a developing country, we should make sure that every citizen have an equal education as the first thing, so they can bring our country to the first in the world. But time by time, we face a lot of problems, especially in the education aspect. Every citizen should receive education as their basic needs, but the fact in here is other way around. So many people that is decide to stop their education in the middle school. The main problem of that, usually because there is no school that has accepted them, especially the one that is near to their home. The reality in Indonesia doesn't have an equal amount of senior high school each district, especially the state schools. Even the elementary and the middle school is minier than the senior high school itself in each district in Indonesia. This is a serious problem, ladies and gentlemen, because senior high school is the most stage of education, the most crucial things. In senior high school, we don't just learn about something that is theoretical, but we face a reality-based technical lessons too, to prepare our life in the future. So because of that, I believe that more students in the class of state school minimize dropout to go to the senior high school. But before we jump into a deeper level of argument, ladies and gentlemen, let me deliver to you the key terms and the definition of today's motion. First, more students in the class is mean that we maximize the amount of the students each class to follow the teaching activity. 2, state schools is a school that is managed by the government and all the students doesn't have to pay any tuition. 3, minimize means that we reduce something than usual. In this context means that we reduce a student's drop out to go to the senior high school. 4, senior high school is the higher stage of formal education after the junior high school. So the limitation of today's debate is finding the most effective way to make sure that every student have an equal education, which is senior high school. As of now, the status quo, so many people that choose state school as their first choice for their education. This is because as simple as they didn't have money, they have a low income. So if the amount of state senior high school each district is not enough for the citizen, and there we have to find the right solution to face that problems, and adding more students in the class, especially the state schools, it might be the most effective way. So based on the status quo, here's a few things that will crystallize this section of debate as a proposition, which is the one that is supporting to add more students in the class. First, so many Indonesian citizens have a low income. It's a common fact that average of Indonesian citizens have less than 100,000 million rupiah in their savings. In other words, the average of Indonesian citizens have a low income just for live their life. And this means that so many of the citizens cannot prioritize education as a basic needs because of the condition. So it's the government job to provide us schools so they can earn education same as the other. But if the amount of the state school itself cannot be fixed, the only solution in here is adding more students in the class and increasing the quality of the state school itself at the same time. So if that condition is being implemented, but it means that every citizen can earn education with the best quality in the school that they want. Because at the end of the day, the main reason why state school is created is because all the citizens should get an equal education, right? 2, it's to make our education rank increase in the world. We all know that if we compared our education to the other country, for example, Finland, we're still at the lower level than them. This is because so many citizens that still didn't get an education as their rights. If this motion is being implemented, all the citizens could go to senior high school and get an equal education. By making sure that everyone have an equal education, we can create the better quality of education and to make our rank of education higher than they previously. 3. To create an educated environment. If someone is being educated, they know what's the right thing to do and what's the wrong thing to do, the forbidden to do. So it means that they will not make any problems among the citizens. Also, this means that every crime cases will be decreased sharply. So if the citizen receive an equal education, it will create the educate environment too. It will minimize crimes even though they have a low income, and ultimately it will create a safe environment too. For every human have the right to receive an education. Just like I said before, education is the basic rights for every human in the world, including the Indonesian citizen, whether it's private education or the state education. But if the average of Indonesian citizens have a low income, the one that we should prioritize is the state education, and also a guarantee that every person can go to the state school, not just providing a state school and ignoring what the base system of that. 5, and the last, prioritizing equality of education among the citizens. So if the most important thing that we should make sure that every citizen have an equal education for their life, especially senior high school. Why is it so? Because if that person didn't have money to go to the university, they still can get a job, because the average of higher place only accepted people that is finished the senior high school. So if this motion is being implemented, this means that except all the students have a warranty to get an equal education, it will give a warranty too that every citizen will be easier to get a job. So based on the 5 considerations that I said before, which is so many Indonesian citizens have a low income. 2, it's to make our education rank increase in the world. 3, to create an educated environment for every human have the right to receive an education. And the last, prioritizing equality of education among the citizens, and based on the status quo, which is, as of now, so many people that choose school, especially the state school, as their first choice for their education. This is because as simple as they have low income. So if the amount of state senior high school each district is not enough for the citizen there, we have to find the right solution to face that problems, and adding more students in the class, especially in the state school, it might be the most effective way. We should propose this motion for the sake for our quality of education and the equality of education among the citizens. And we have 5 considerations that is based on the fact. So we should propose this motion. Thank you. Proud to be proposed.